The Rautes are spread within a certain geographical locations of Nepal. Their main area of settlement is within mid and far western parts of Nepal, and they move from one district to another within these two development regions. Restriction for education and agriculture. Rautes still deny their engagement to agricultural practices. For them, it is a sin to sow seeds. Their tradition forbids them to practice agriculture and animal husbandry. They accept food grains bartering with their wooden products to sustain their life. They are not interested in other forms of jobs and occupations. They feel that education is of no use for them. Monkey hunting. They are accomplished with a unique art of monkey hunting, and they make a special net to trap monkeys. Hunting is carried out through the united effort of males in the community. However, they are not interested in hunting birds and wild animals. Food products. They gather yam, roots, berries and other edibles from forest. They do not fish, but there is no restriction in eating fish. Division of labor. Division of labor is based on sex. For example, women mostly carry on works like cooking, washing utensils, bringing water from the stream and beating the grains. Males' work is carving wooden vessels, cutting woods from the jungle, selling the wooden products and bartering for grains, as well as hunting monkeys. Lineage and marriage. They are endogamous and never objectify lineage on the basis of name, lineage, deity and inherited property. There is no polygamy, but widowed males can remarry. Widows, however, are not allowed to remarry. Child marriage and intercaste marriage are strictly prohibited. Raute people are nomadic. There is a resounding no to permanent settlements. The reason for the nomadic life is based on the story that once when they lived at a place for a length of time, death took one of their family members. From then on they started believing that living in a single place is a bad star, and they never stayed in one place for long. After death of a community member, Raute bury the dead in a nearby forest and shift their camp very quickly to another place. They cut soft trees for carving wooden containers and barter with them for grains. Since they move to another location, there is always ample time for the trees to regenerate. Rautes drink water from springs only. They do not drink the water from a pond, hand pumps or wells. They consider the availability of spring water while shifting to a new place. Family structure and marriage. Raute are endogamous. They follow a nuclear family structure. After a marriage, the new couple move to a new tent to start married life together. They will even leave their widowed mother and sister after marriage. Nature god. They are the worshippers of nature, such as sun, rivers and forest. They worship Fire, the hunting god. Women are not allowed to participate in the practice of worship. Buyers should not come in contact to outsiders. Raute products. Raute have spectacular tradition of carving wooden receptacles. Raute, following a gender-based division of labor, considered that the work of wooden carvings is done only by males. This art therefore is handed down to each consecutive generation from father to son. These wooden pots are artistically carved. Keeping this fact in mind, we have time and again ventured marketing initiatives to spread the cultural and economic significance of such pots. We help the Raute sell these products, believing that the promotion and marketing of the products will help maintain their way of life. If you are buying these products, it means you are supporting and promoting the nomadic resources of Nepal. You can contact us if you wish to purchase such products. Our plan is to create a welfare fund for this tribe by promoting such products in wider circles. The Dunia, the outside world, farms and makes their homes. We enjoy a living in the forest, says Mian Bahadur Shahi, former Makiya headman of the last Nepali hunter-gatherers, the nomadic Raute tribe. Currently, there are only 140 Rautes in the western mid-hills of Nepal. Living some 2,000 to 10,000 feet above sea level, they move higher during the summer and lower during the winter. Rautes live a nomadic life, moving from place to place every few weeks or months. Their only seeming attachment is to the forests, on which they rely to make their living. They also hunt monkeys, which makes them unique among indigenous communities. They are skilled at woodwork and crafting household utensils. But these days, the Raute way of life is increasingly under threat, caught between tradition and modernity. A government allowance, 2,000 rupees, approx. 20 United States dollars, a month, might seem helpful, but it is making them dependent on handouts, say some locals. Earlier, Raute believed that counting money is a sin, but these days, they ask for money whenever they can, says an elderly Dalek local. The allowance has also meant that Rautes interact more often with other communities. They get drunk with locals, sometimes getting into fights. Furthermore, after community forestry was introduced in the 70s, tensions arose between Rautes and the communities. It has also become harder to find space for nomadic traditions. If anyone dies in the community, Rautes immediately leave the place, burying the dead with their personal belongings. They also don't drink flowing water, and standing water that is easily accessible can be difficult to find. For elders like me and Shahi of the last nomads of Nepal, these experiences are difficult, but he accepts them as something eventual with the changing of times. This has been the way for long. It will continue for as long we can, he says. Gaining access to the remote tribe is difficult, with the Raute people typically refusing to let outsiders see them in the forest. But Nepalese-born photographer Ram Patil was granted special dispensation to live alongside and photograph the nomadic tribe for 3 days in September 2015. The hard-working Raute women preparing food and looking after their children laid back. A Raute man relaxing outside his hut. His stunning pictures give a fascinating insight into the secretive tribe's way of life. Traveling by bus on muddy tracks, it took Ram, 31, from Bielefeld in Germany, 3 days to reach the tribe, who are situated in the Dalek and Achim districts. Golden years, one of the tribe's elders holding a baby, he said. They move every 2 months to a new place and mostly live very distantly from other villages in hidden forest or on riverbanks. They don't own land and don't believe in the economics of physical labor in exchange for wages. A tribesman poses in his traditional clothing. One of the Raute men pictured during a hard day's work collecting wood for the community consisting of just 150 individuals. The Raute people survive by hunting monkeys and making simple woodcrafts that they trade with nearby villages in exchange for grains and vegetables. Describing themselves as Bankai Raja, meaning kings of the forest, the tribe's people mainly speak a non-written Tibeto-Burman language, but many of the younger tribe members were able to communicate with Ram in Nepali, the national language. Baby on board, a Raute woman with her small child, Ram said. Some individuals have basic knowledge about our modern society. Some of the leaders are also well informed about national politics. I asked one, how do you know all these things? You don't have radios, clocks or even a calendar. He said our Mikiara leader talks with the villagers and passes on the information. A young boy poses for the camera. The tribe's existence is increasingly coming under threat. Cheap plastic goods threaten the Raute's only source of trade with their woodcrafts, while changes to the climate mean they can no longer rely on rain at the right time to help produce food and crops. A group of Raute children stand beside a river. A young member of the Raute tribe poses wearing jewelry. The Barbary and langur monkeys that they hunt are also dwindling in number. Due to the lack of vitamins and proteins in the Raute diet, the death rate among babies and toddlers is very high, Rama added. The tribe is usually resistant to letting outsiders photograph them. I have seen children with physical disabilities and many have big bellies because they suffer from malnutrition. The Nepalese government and NGOs have offered Raute individuals plots of land so they can settle in one place and farm the land more effectively, as well as free school places for their children, but the Raute people have rejected these offers. The tribe consists of 150 members and mainly survives on monkey meat, Ram said. They are proud to be nomads, enjoying their freedom and way of life and their deep connection with nature. At the end of Ram's stay, the Raute performed traditional dances and music to celebrate his visit. They thanked me, and I got the feeling that they accepted me as one of them, I guess because of